Bagsy, aka Bagsy, and I'm on the REKT podcast with Chamber and Bunchu. What's up, guys?
Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host Crypto Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. Long time no talk.
It's know.
It's been over a week.
I feel like it's been years.
I was due. It's Sunday. We normally do this on Monday. I was itching to get back at it. So, how was your excursion this past week?
We're going to start with this?
Yeah, let's start with a little upsetting news here.
All right. So first of all, before I get into that, I want to introduce today's guest. We are very excited to have Bagsy on with us. Bagsy, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, really good. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. And so we like to start our first podcast of the week with a real-life REKT story from one of our lives. And I think I've got a topper here. So I had to go to my national sales meeting this week, and I was in New York City on Saturday. My brother and my dad threw a little bachelor party for me. By the way, only 3 weeks from yesterday until I am married, so that's
oh my goodness,
interesting. And then so the next day I had to fly out to Chicago for my meeting, and my flight was originally at 1:15. So first of all, I got up super hungover, which no one likes to travel when they're hungover. But my buddy was driving me to the airport. I get close to Newark Airport, and I get a text that says your 1:15 flight has been canceled. So awesome. Great start to the day. So I call my emergency travel number, and they put me on a 4 o'clock flight. And so I have my buddy still drop me off. I'm sitting there waiting for my flight, and I get a text that it's delayed till 9 o'clock p.m. I said, oh, fuck, dude, this sucks. But I'm just sitting there having a couple beers, biding my time. Then about 7 o'clock, I get another text that says this flight has been canceled. Now I'm freaking out. I'm supposed to be there that night, and there's nothing that I can do. I call the travel number. There's no other flights they can get me on that night. I call my boss, whatever. Then, so they're like, okay, we can get you on a 6 a.m. flight Monday morning. So I'm like, all right, just do it. So I go home, and I sleep for a couple hours. I get up at 3 a.m., get to the airport for 4 o'clock in the morning so I can get there for my 6 a.m. flight. I get there and try to check in, and I can't check in. I'm like, what's going on? So I wait 20 minutes to get to the desk. The desk guy tells me the 6 a.m. flight has been canceled.
What is wrong with your airport?
So JetBlue books me on another flight at 9:30. However, this flight leaves out of JFK, so I have to get into an Uber to JFK, and I'm supposed to now have a 9:30 flight to Boston that's going to connect at 11:15 to Chicago. I'm in line going through security, and I get a message that flight has been delayed until 11:10, which means I would then miss my connection in Chicago or to Chicago. So I'm at the desk now. I'm like, what can you do for me? They're like, we can't get you out of Boston to Chicago if you take this flight until 8 o'clock tonight. I said, no, that's not going to work. And I called my emergency travel number again. And they finally were able to get me on a 3:45 p.m. flight back at Newark. So I had to go all the way back to
smokes.
Newark.
I'm so upset right now just thinking about this.
It's so brutal. So I finally got there at like 8:30 at night on Monday, so I missed the entire first day of the meeting, and everybody was pissed at me, but whatever, there's nothing I could do about it.
Yeah.
Then
how about you fuck off, everybody?
Yeah, right. And then, so it took me 31 hours. I could have driven there three times in the time that it took me to get there.
Holy smokes.
And so then on the way home on Wednesday night, my flight was delayed coming home. I was like, this is a sick joke. I finally get on the plane, and I'm sitting next to, just a 2 seats on each side. I'm on the window seat. There's a 10-year-old kid sitting next to me. His mother is across the aisle, and then there's another 4-year-old kid sitting next to her. And she says to him, she's like, okay, we're going to be leaving soon. Do you have to go to the bathroom? No. Okay. 5 minutes into this fucking 2.5-hour flight, the kid pisses his pants next to him.
At least he didn't shit his pants.
The 10-year-old next to him, no, because it's all over the seat, and I'm trying to curl myself into this corner, and not to get piss on me.
And it's only a 2-seater, it's only a side by side. There's no center.
Me sitting next to him. Nope, that's it. And it was the worst. So I had literally the travel week from fucking hell. It was awful, and that is real life REKT.
That is real life REKT. Holy smokes!
Oh my god, it was so brutal. Bagsy, you ever have a travel story like that?
No, but my best friend just did in Chicago, out of all places. His flights
there you
literally
go. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah. First plane, the laboratory was broken. Second plane got delayed to the next day, so he had to stay overnight at some shithole. Then 2 of his flights got delayed the next morning. Eventually he got out after 48 hours plus over there, just stranded. But not for me this week. They didn't have my favorite Pop-Tarts at the store. That was the worst thing that happened. So I can't level with you.
Dude, it was nuts. I never want to travel ever again, and that was it. But anyway, I am back, and I'm in great spirits, clearly. We are excited to have Bagsy with us. So, Bagsy, let's get to you. We always like to ask our guests, even though everybody hates these origin story questions, I like them, so I will ask them.
Why is everybody shading on the origin story? I don't know, man. I haven't heard everybody's origin story yet. I like to hear these things.
Yeah. So, Bagsy, how'd you get started into crypto, and how'd you get to where you are today?
Oh wow! I started in Hades. And I worked my way up. No, I'm kidding. At some point I had a small business. I was selling. Actually, I've never spoken about what I sold. Maybe another time. But I was selling stuff online, and for some reason there was a market for it on the dark web. So I also, explored there, went on forums, learned about stuff, and then I realized that Bitcoin was a currency. And at some point I just kind of was paying more attention to it, especially in 2017 when news articles started coming out and everything. So it's at that point later in the year 2017 that I started trading, and from there I just kind of stumbled upon crypto Twitter, CT, made an account there, and ever since that point I haven't really looked back.
That's awesome. So it was your sales job that got you into Bitcoin in the first place.
Yeah. So basically, So we had to find ways to sell it in every, I guess, market, and for some reason, users of said market used that product. So yeah, legal though, but yeah, no, right. but no, and I'm really happy that I discovered crypto from that, because it's definitely made my life better.
That's awesome. So, how did you become? I guess what took you from that to becoming a trader? Because you've gained in Twitter popularity by your charts and trading, and so did you have any background before that?
Not in technical analysis, no. I just picked it up along the way, and I'm the type of person who, when I find something I like, I really go for it, but the trouble with it is that sometimes I'll get bored. But so far I haven't really gotten bored because there's so many facets of this thing, but I picked it up. I started researching and learning probably late 2017, and I just started by sharing my ideas. I'm by no means a fucking god trader or professional, whatnot. I do the best I can, and I share my ideas because I think it might help some people out there. But by no means have I ever portrayed myself as someone a crazy trader or anything like that. That's
Plus, you have a pretty sweet mask too. So
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I don't is that should I know who that mask is of?
It's a fetish. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I knew it.
Bagsy fits right in on REKT.
Yes. But no, it's like it's a 3D model of some people say it looks like Scorpion, other people say it looks like Noob Saibot, MF Doom, so it could whatever people think it is.
Sure.
To me it's Bagsy's mask.
I like it. Are we going to be mass producing those and selling them in the next bull run?
I've been thinking of keychains, actually. That'd be pretty cool.
I would straight up buy the full mask.
Oh, really? Yeah? I'll get the 3D plans and I'll put it together.
Perfect.
That's awesome. So,
Thanks.
where, like when you started learning how to trade, because I think this is something a lot of people struggle with when they, find crypto and altcoins and things like that. Where did you go to kind of learn the ropes, if you will?
I started out on Reddit, a bit of Bitcoin talk, but as recommendations, I'd recommend Crypto Cred's work to begin with. It's all free. Put a lot of good hours into that, but I started out just like in the slumps, just learning as I go, and there's so much out there that it can be really hard to filter the good from the bad. So another trader I like is Crypto Donald or Trader SZ, Dante. All these guys are really great at what they do, so I'd recommend for someone who wants to get into trading to start there. And I have a lot of free resources on my Discord channel, and it's all free, so you guys can start there too. And we have a pretty good community popping there, and it's fun.
How can people find that Discord?
It's right on my Twitter profile in the description. I'm Bagsy is my handle, and it's you just click on that, and welcome to
We'll
Bagsy's
link
block.
it. We'll make sure to link that in the
Thanks,
in the
man.
show notes.
Heck
I
yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, we got close to 3,000 members now, so we're getting there. Yeah, actually, no, we broke that like a week ago. So yeah,
Humble brag.
go team.
So what was it that took you from, okay, hey, Bitcoin is, this method of payment that I can use to run my little business, to kind of being here for the long haul? What was it that really attracted you there?
When it started multiplying in value.
Yep. All right.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this went from good to I don't know what to do. And I feel a lot of us got trapped in late 2017 peak where, everything just ran up to the top and boom, 2018. Ugh. But yeah, no, I was lucky because even though I made some mistakes in that run up, I had some mining gear, so S9 amp miners for Bitcoin, and I flipped it at an interesting time. So I 3x'd whatever I bought in miners. Cool. So that kept me alive and well. But yeah, no, 2018 was such a learning year, and 2019 as well. I don't know if you guys trade or whatnot. I think you guys do, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, not very well.
We're trying to. So I would call us very early stage beginners.
Yeah,
so,
stage 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm in the process of being able to trade decently. Not, I have a lot to learn. So, but like you said, there's a lot of awesome resources out there. Specifically, like you mentioned, Cred does all that stuff painlessly, hours and hours and hours of stuff for free, which is pretty awesome. So
wasn't Cred just on your live stream too, Bagsy?
We actually we moved it up to tonight in 4 hours, so that's going to be fun.
Nice.
Must watch.
Yeah, no kidding.
We'll retweet a link out if you send us a link
absolutely.
later.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's cool. So, so then, I guess I got to ask you, when you look through your tweets and everything like that, you have not just Bitcoin, tons of altcoin stuff. When did you kind of get into altcoins, and what's your strategy with altcoins? Is it all just to accumulate more Bitcoin?
Absolutely, yeah. There are only 2 to 3 altcoins that have outperformed Bitcoin in the recent year. BNB, Link, and Ren, I believe. I'm sure there are a couple more that I might not know about that are on smaller markets, but the odds of you doing well by just hodling altcoins are, slim to none. So I've come to the...
I can vouch for that. That is accurate.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. It started out as a meme, but then people realized there's a time and place to have altcoins. So from my perspective, it's a tool more than an investment vehicle. So I prefer, shorter term stuff rather than the bigger swings. At least for altcoin, the goal is, just more Bitcoin. You also asked some other questions in there, but I only caught that one.
No, that's what I wanted you to touch on. You hear that, Chamber?
I heard it.
Are you taking notes?
I mean, I am taking notes, but we'll see if it actually...
right, and that's the hard thing, It's the hard thing letting go of our investments because there is a chance that they reverse, and I think it's that aspect that we kind of hold on to.
Right. I just got out of my WAN position yesterday.
Okay. Did you do well? Was it?
No. But I mean, it pumped. I'm like, all right, that's enough of that. Let's get out of this thing. And I would say for the last, probably 2 or 3 months, I've been pretty maximally in my thoughts.
Is that a word?
Yeah, no, it is now. Yeah, maximally. As far as I was an alt guy for a very long time. And yeah, I'd say the last couple of months, definitely, I'm like, okay, no, let's just work on trading Bitcoin and just try to make more Bitcoin there. And we've had some successes and some misses, but I'm telling you, yesterday, it took 2 days for just random pumps to get my blood bubbling again. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna pick up a bag of Storm. I'm gonna pick up a bag of.
You're never gonna learn.
I know it's heroin, man. It is. It's pretty addictive. So it doesn't take long to shed the maximalism jacket.
Mm-hmm. So Bagsy, do you hold any long term, or are you just a flipper?
Cannot disclose.
That means he's got some.
I mean,
he's got a bag of dragon chain that's underwater.
Yeah. You got me. That's funny, but no, that's the thing. It also depends on your situation. Do you have a job? Are you employed? Is all your money in crypto? Do you have assets outside of this market? If you do have all these stuff, then you can, and I think it's a good idea to start accumulating those moon bags, But if you're all in on crypto, you have no other means, and you have to make trading work. If you've chosen that path, then I think it's just smarter to stick to Bitcoin and learn the ropes and be smart.
Very interesting. Chamber, when are you quitting your job?
And this is not financial advice, by the way. Just opinion.
Nothing we say here is financial.
In case there's no disclaimers on this website.
We actually don't put a disclaimer out, but I think people would have to be real dumb to think what we say.
Yeah, and
I don't take chances.
basically so dumb that they wouldn't know how to take recourse for taking our financial advice. So I think we're okay. But yes, not financial advice. But good advice nonetheless. Good, theoretical advice.
Good theoretical advice.
Chamber, you got anything else to add, or should we get into some news?
I think we should get into some news.
All right, let's get to the news. Chamber, what do you got for me?
This is hot stuff, talking about altcoins, talking about how it feels when they start pumping. This is from theblockcrypto.com. Poloniex Exchange removing 23 crypto trading pairs, citing, quote, low volume. Unfortunate. Apparently, some of these pairings aren't going to survive. Now, some of these pairings, that being said, are pretty useless. So, cryptocurrency exchange Poloniex is today removing 23 trading pairs from its cryptocurrencies due to low volume. The pairs include a Litecoin Monero pairing, which I guess people are trading.
Who's trading that?
A Dash Monero pairing, a Zcash Monero pairing, a Civic ETH pairing, amongst others. So those are some of the highlights. Yeah, I don't know who's trading LTC XMR, but that is a degen if I ever heard of one. So it goes on to say here, cryptocurrencies involved in these pairs, however, it will be available for trading on individual basis on the exchange. So you will be able to trade these pairs with USD and BTC and ETH for the most part. Poloniex has indeed been facing a tough time. The exchange's market share has collapsed to a mere 1.1%, as compared to Binance 56%, according to Block's research.
Wow.
So actually, Bagsy, do you remember the days of like the Polo troll box?
I was just going to ask that.
It's funny. One of my guests last week mentioned it. To be honest, I wasn't there when that happened.
Neither were we, so I'm always curious to hear about this. I've only heard legend of it.
Yeah, Messiah would know about it. Crypto Messiah. We're doing a collab on Twitch. But yeah, no. So I wish I could add more value for that.
So what was the big exchange when you started? Because Binance wasn't around yet.
From what I remember, Bittrex.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was when I started too. Everything was Bittrex because it was just all altcoins and everything.
Everything.
Do you remember when people were trying to sell their Bittrex accounts because they
Dude, people
closed?
made bank on that.
I should have sold mine.
Did you put it on the market to taste? Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't even know.
Okay.
I didn't
what
know
was
where
the price?
to sell it.
What was the going price of that shit? Like 500?
I think you could have sold.
More.
I think there was some people that were selling theirs for way more than that, and people were buying it. It's crazy to think about.
Dude, that's that's like kitties, the Ethereum kitties or whatever.
Yep, the
crypto
kitties.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb.
Wow.
Hey.
If anybody wants to buy my Bittrex account now, I'll take $5.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd have to pay me to take your account.
All right, Bagsy, I'll pay you $5 to take my Bittrex account. I
get all your taxes. I'm like, no.
That's funny. Awesome. So I have one here from theblockcrypto.com. It says Coinbase custody is receiving 200 to 400 million per week in new crypto deposits from institutions, says Armstrong. So this was from last week. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said that the exchange's custody unit has been receiving 200 to 400 million per week in new cryptocurrency deposits from institutional customers. The CEO made comments on Twitter on Friday, hours after Coinbase confirmed its acquisition of rivals Zappos institutional custody business for $55 million. So, yeah, we're talking institutional money, Chamber. You know, that old meme. So is that real? You think that's real?
I don't know. That's a lot of money coming in.
Per week.
Per week, man. That's insane. I got to imagine that's, I don't know. I feel like those are inflated numbers.
Bagsy, what are your thoughts?
I haven't the slightest clue. Because they could bring the money into the market, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily buying Bitcoin.
Correct.
Right?
That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, all right, well, if you're talking 400 million a week, where is that? You know,
it's believable, maybe, but we don't know what they're doing with it. So
it's interesting, and that's Coinbase custody. So that's their kind of institutional platform, Vault, right?
Yeah, I imagine so. It's interesting because it's a new market, and a lot of players are opening up to it now.
Finally, some institutional money.
It's gonna suck.
Chamber loves when I do that.
Just any sort of voice that you do really tickles me.
You said it's gonna suck. Why do you think that?
I don't know. We'll see.
It's gonna suck. Maybe.
It's gonna suck.
Possibly. I mean,
because we already have. To me, a perfect environment. There's no way we can improve this environment.
How so? What do you mean?
Okay, so the more this market's matured, the less insane the pumps have become, the more saturated the market becomes with coins, the more rules are implemented that weren't once needed. Sure, there are some benefits, obviously, but I think this market's perfect as it is, so I can't see how that could be improved by, institutional money. Right?
Do the voice.
Yes, that's funny.
I don't know. What the fuck do I know? But that's just that's what I think.
Well, I think any trader would be saddened if the volatility goes away, right?
Yeah.
Because volatility is how traders make money, right? So, and then the more institutions that are trading, the harder it becomes to trade manually, I would assume, right?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
The algos and such.
Yeah, and more players come in, but we'll see. But it's good for people who are DCAing, dollar cost averaging into the market, for people who don't care so much about scalping or swing trading, just want to accumulate Bitcoin or whatever asset you care for.
You bring up a good point too, because this might be one of the few moments we have left to really accumulate Bitcoin at a low price and at a high volatility, where if you do know how to trade properly, you could be raking in a fairly high percentage. Once that the cost of Bitcoin or the value of Bitcoin goes to a certain amount and the volatility goes away, the ability to you basically should have your bag by then, essentially, because it'll be very difficult to multiply it as we're doing, or as some are doing today. I'm not including myself in that.
What, you're not multiplying?
No, I'm dividing mine somehow.
Yeah, me too. I am dividing. I need to follow Bagsy because I'm wrecking myself lately.
Yeah.
So I think I'm 0 for my last 3 or 4 trades.
Yeah, you and me both. I feel like, and I don't know how we're both 0 for the last 6.
Yeah, you were against me.
I feel like we've been, exactly. I think we've been counter trading each other, and we're both wrong. I don't know how that's possible.
What does that tell you, Bagsy?
Hey man, it's a market. It's brutal. What can I say?
All right, give me and Chamber some beginners trading tips here.
Okay. First thing, if you want to trade altcoins, I'd focus more on the brand new ones that come to market rather than the
okay,
older
all right.
ones.
I just picked up a bag, which I consider a brand new one, but it's probably not that brand new.
Okay.
You tell me if this is a good one. I think it's good. Or I think it's one of those ones that's kind of new that hasn't pumped yet. It is RSR, Reserve Rights Token. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? Have you heard of this? Am I fucked? What's going on?
From what I remember, it made a higher low recently on a high time frame. So originally it closed around 22 sats, then it made a higher low at 24. Right now it's kind of just been ranging. What I don't like is that it feels like all of CT is on board with this now.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, I don't know. It doesn't mean much, but overall, I do know that they have some pretty big investors. Coinbase is one of them, so a lot of people are believing we'll eventually see a Coinbase listing. So for a low sat pairing that's never seen a real pump before, if you'll exclude the first day or so, I think it's good. I don't know when it'll do it, but
all right.
I think it's interesting that you said that, Bagsy, because we have discussed this, I don't know, maybe twice in the last couple of weeks about, it's probably the newer altcoins that are going to go off and have massive pumps rather than some of these old ones that have seen a bunch of market cycles. It may be very difficult for them to ever see Bitcoin all-time highs again. What are your thoughts on that? Because we've been playing with that idea for a couple of weeks now.
Well, if Bitcoin goes to all-time high, then these alts are not going to share the same direction, at least not at first. But if you mean for newer sat coins, what was your question? Sorry.
Well, basically, Chamber, it was your theory. It was, you could say it more eloquently than I.
Yeah, I think we were talking the same thing. Is basically newer projects are going to have a better rate of return than maybe picking up a bottomed. Like yesterday, I picked up a bag of Storm, which was pretty bottomy, but Storm already had its market cycle already, and now is back at the bottom. Whereas maybe some of these newer coins, like you had mentioned, some coins that have performed or outperformed Bitcoin, like Ren and I forget some of the other ones.
BNB.
Yeah, BNB. Well, BNB technically not that new, but was still kind of in its upswing as Bitcoin was going down. But I think it's these newer coins. I think Grin was another one that performed fairly well, or at least pumped a lot.
Maybe recently.
I know there were some top buyers on that one. Yeah, it's these newer coins that will probably get you a better rate of return than maybe picking up the bottom of some of these old ones.
And that's actually an interesting thing, because let's say these bottomed out coins, the old ones, do see an all season, then I don't know when we say it like that, but what I mean is, for, let's say, someone like me who'd rather scalp or take a swing trade, 20%,
Right.
30%, 50%, whatever. On a newer coin, you're going to have a lot less bag holders. You're going to have more interest because it's still being spoken of, hopefully. So it makes for more volatility, and I think one of you said it earlier. Traders like volatility. So instead of having kind of the feeling that the ceiling's caving in because there are a lot of sellers, I'd rather long something that is in those conditions, preferably, and I find it makes for better odds.
Very interesting. How about some beginner Bitcoin trading advice?
Interesting.
Should
Learn
I
about
use
risk management.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should I use my entire stack on one trade?
No, that's a good place to start. No,
That's a
no,
good.
But what if I've used a ton of leverage? Is it okay to use the entire stack then?
No, just learn about risk management, and it's not about the leverage. It's just about how much of your account are you risking, and a lot of people give you the standard 2% per trade. That's the maximum you could lose on a trade. Personally, if I'm starting out, I'd recommend lowering that to 1%, maybe 0.5%. I wouldn't recommend you do paper trading. I think it's a waste of time, just because money isn't on the line, and it's a different thing. So I'd start really small, and if you catch yourself losing, then every trade after the losing one, you'll reduce your risk by half until you start winning again. Then you can bump it up slowly. So that's one thing I could say that will help your portfolio while you're practicing how to do it.
That's probably my biggest weakness as a beginning trader. So I think you friggin' nailed that spot on. So
thanks, man. And it's boring, it's boring.
Yes, but it's correct. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. So that's good stuff. And I think that's going to do it for us for the news. We're going to get into some fun segments here. Where do you want to go first, Chamber?
Well, I think we should go with the draft first, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. So let's do the draft. So we are going to draft our top 3 worst altcoins. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think like most hated altcoins, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, most hated altcoins. All right. So, and you can pick from anything here. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to go 3 each in snake draft order. We're going to go Bagsy, Chamber, myself, and then back down the line until we all have 3. And we will put them down on the Twitter account tomorrow, and you guys can decide who has the best team of shit altcoins. All right, so on the clock, Bagsy, what do you got for us for your most hated altcoin?
BitConnect.
Wow, that is a number 1 overall pick for sure.
Yeah, that's and I don't know if you know this, Bagsy, but Chamber was actually introduced to crypto through BitConnect. That is a
fact.
true
That is
fact.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, here I am.
He's won.
I pulled the plug from the inside. You're welcome.
Okay. Did
We're
you
still
dodge the
trying
bullet?
we're still trying to lock down that Trayvon James interview.
Dude.
No, I didn't participate, but that's how.
Okay, that was your first hearing of it.
Oh, but absolutely, but no, 100%. I almost signed up, but bought some
Chamber.
Bitcoin.
You didn't really lose all your money. Okay, you kind of lost all your money.
Kind of lost. So what is
Dude,
that?
that's probably the all-time best video of that year.
Oh, it's so,
So
good. I
good.
could watch it on loop for hours. And then I don't know. See, he became like some kind of YouTube chart weatherman after that. Like, did you?
That's
That was
exactly what he
strange
is.
to me.
He is a weatherman. He is a
Yeah.
weatherman.
He kind of is. We should probably get him on to talk his 10-day forecast of Bitcoin.
But that was that strange to you? Because it was strange to me. Seeing
Super
100%. Yeah.
it's like you literally, like you've messed with so many people's lives, right? Intentionally or not.
Right.
I don't know enough about it, but to have the balls to stick around, that's something.
No
you know?
kidding. Oh,
Yeah, no
man.
kidding indeed.
Jeez.
Yeah,
All
that's a
right,
tough one.
Chamber, you are BitConnect is off the board.
Wow, BitConnect's a good one. I am gonna go.
I'm gonna make lots of enemies. In this
I'm
episode.
making enemies today for sure. One that I don't like. I'm sorry. I'm going on the record. For all the altcoins that I hold, all the bags that I have in my satchel, I do not have my altcoin satchel.
Yeah.
I do not have a bag of Tron, and that's what
I
I'm
was
going
gonna
with.
go fucking Tron. Now I gotta go off the board here. That's off my board. All right, so Tron, give us a
Interesting.
little why.
I don't like how they use the name Tron. I think first and foremost, I feel as a nerdy movie guy,
Okay.
you start messing with I feel like they were trying to ride the coattails of the fantastic movie Tron of the '80s, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the approach there. I hear it's called something completely different in China. They don't have the same name from one side of the planet to the other. So and Justin Sun, I feel he tries too hard. A lot of I don't like when
Plus,
when-
he should have just given that guy his fucking Tesla.
absolutely no qualms, no questions, just give
I
the
don't have
guy.
any qualms.
So yeah, Tron it is for me. I apologize to anybody listening who's a big fan of Tron. That's just my take.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with the low hanging fruit here. They have an army. It's the standard. I'm going with XRP as my least favorite, most hated, if you will. I think it's just. I mean, you've heard everybody say it's not really a crypto. There's this gigantic pre-mine that everybody holds. They can basically dump and manipulate price however they want. XRP army will come after me for sure, but. I don't see it hitting $589 anytime soon. So I'm going XRP for my first pick, and I guess I have a second pick, right?
You do,
'Cause we're
yeah.
snaking.
Yeah.
All right. So my second pick, I think I'm going to have to go with Bitcoin SV.
Ooh,
And
good one.
I mean, I feel like for obvious reasons, I'm not a big believer in the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, cash forks now. Obviously, I don't think too super highly of Craig Wright and all of that. So I'm going with Bitcoin SV as my second pick. So Chamber, you're on the clock.
all right. I am gonna go with.
Hey, you guys skipped me.
No,
No,
we're gonna
we're
back.
not.
Okay.
You'll have to.
My
Don't
bad.
worry. Don't
You're
worry.
gonna you have two on your next one to finish.
Oh,
out your
okay.
draft.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. At least you're paying attention. That's good.
I'm like, hey.
Hey, you guys forgot about me or what?
You just don't want Chamber to steal your pick.
No, exactly, man.
So I'm gonna go here. There's two that I'm thinking. I'm gonna take Ethereum Classic right now.
Ooh, interesting. Why?
It just again a bag that I don't have, and it seems like there's always a lot of hate on ETC. So
Fair enough, yeah.
I used to hold lots of ETC.
yeah,
actually.
I'm just going from market sentiment.
Yeah, that's fair, I think. All right, Bagsy, you have two now to finish out your draft. So the first member of your team is BitConnect. Now you have two to finish it out.
I'm going to give a hint for the first one, groceries.
Groceries.
I don't even know it.
I don't even know what that is either.
Like in Zuku's groceries. All right, I'm going with Zcash.
Zcash.
That was my other one.
Good
Damn
one.
it. Good call.
Yeah. Okay. And for the last one, I'm going to go with, as a hint, cell phones.
Oh, interesting.
There's a
Is
couple.
that,
Asia.
oh, man.
Pundits.
Oh, I had a feeling somebody was going to pick it. I thought it was going to be Chamber. So you're going with Pundy X for the third
Yeah,
one.
just like relentless downtrend.
That is
I think it's at like 5 sats.
It
now,
is at
which
5
is
sats
just-
because I have a big bag of it.
Dude,
Okay,
so did
great.
my brother did for the longest time. He finally cut it, but he
Cut the wound. It went down
Yeah.
to 3. It went down to 3.
Yeah, no,
I think he cut it at like 18.
I
so
bought a
he
big
did
I bought a
good.
big bag at
Okay.
11, and I'm like, it is nonstop. So
Wow. All right. So Bagsy's got a pretty good team here.
Yeah.
BitConnect,
Squad.
Zcash, and Pundy X. All right.
Okay, I got
So
Tron.
that's good. You've got Tron, Ethereum Classic, and this is your last pick.
I'm gonna go. We got Zeke out of the way because that's I was trying to get that one as well. I'm gonna go with IOTA.
Ooh, I almost was gonna go there.
I think IOTA is again used to be a darling of the what was its big claim to fame, the Scramble Network or
The DAG, the
Tangle.
mashed potatoes. What was
yeah,
it called?
the Tangle. The
Tangle. Thank you.
So IOTA was my first altcoin love, and I actually made quite a good amount of money on IOTA in that run up to $5. Like I was a IOTA holder from like 20 cents.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, and I think I sold it even before it kept going. I think I sold it at like $3 on that crazy run up. But so I made some good money off of IOTA, but now everybody hates it. So I don't see it doing that.
Everybody
ever
does
again.
hate it now.
It is now worth 26 cents all the way back down.
Ooh.
Wow, that is insane. That's crazy. I haven't looked at that price in a long time. Holy cow. All right, that's a good pick. I think I'm gonna cop out here. I don't even know if this counts. You guys can tell me if this will count or not. But I think a lot of people hate it. I think it's shady. I think at any moment
I know what you're going with.
it could collapse. I'm going with the almighty Tether.
That's the one to go with.
That counts, right? I can take Tether.
I agree because I was thinking about taking that one as well.
All right. I mean,
Really, yeah,
no, I
Tether.
don't think there's really an explanation necessary. No,
Fair
Bagsy, you like Tether?
I mean, it's a tool, right? As long as the
Yes.
tool works, I got no problems. But I get what you're getting at. Obviously,
Sometimes you gotta play to the
Bitfinex-
crowd.
Yeah, Bitfinex went on a rampage with that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you
That-
guys remember, but
Yes,
Yes,
I
yeah, I
definitely do. All right. I could change my pick. if
No,
you
I
want.
think you're stuck with Tether.
All right.
don't let me influence you. I know
No,
nothing.
as long as it counts, that's my pick.
Yeah, I'm counting that one as a good.
All right.
pick.
So the final teams here were Bagsy has BitConnect, Zcash, and Pundy X. Chamber has Tron, Ethereum Classic, and IOTA. I have XRP, Bitcoin SV, and Tether. Wow, this is going to be an interesting
That's
poll.
a tough
I think.
matchup. I agree.
It's going to be a tough matchup. But so we'll put that poll out tomorrow. And we have one more segment for you guys here. We are going to play. This is the first time we've played it with a guest. So this will be fun.
Cool.
We're going to play Defend That Tweet.
The defense is not back, Mom.
Hey, just get our energy going at the defensive end.
So, Chamber, you want to explain to our fine guest here how Defend That Tweet works?
Absolutely. We basically, perused your Twitter feed and found
Violently perused.
Yeah, offensively perused your Twitter feed and found some fun tweets that we're gonna be bringing back up to the surface, shedding some light on,
Dissecting.
and you're gonna have to defend your stance on these particular tweets.
Pretty sure you didn't have to look too far. But yeah, sounds good.
Actually, that's not true because I have a couple notes here. One, you tweet so much.
I got no
scrolled-
life, man.
I scrolled
you know?
for 10 minutes. Dude, I scrolled for 10 minutes and I was back 2 days ago. I'm like, holy crap. So,
Really, huh?
So there was a lot to go through because, and also it was hard to find tweets that didn't have a chart. So I was going for, obviously opinion tweets so we could make you defend them.
Yeah, he's used to going through my timeline where it's nothing but shitty
Nothing but
opinions.
garbage, and I could just pick literally his most recent tweet and be like, what the fuck were you talking about? All right, Chamber, you want to go first here?
No, I would like you to the one that you like the most. I want you to use that one first because that's the one I like the most.
I was going to save that one for last.
Okay, we'll save that one for last. I'll go first. This one's good.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
We won't. I don't think we'll go through.
You guys
We'll
got
probably
a lot of time on your hands. All right, let's go.
let's do 2 each. Okay, we'll pick 2 each out of those 7.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, my first one. This is from July 19th from Bagsy. It says GF took a picture of us without asking and turned it into old people. SMFH.
Yeah.
Defend that tweet.
Oh, by the way, also Cred responded.
This was my favorite part.
Cred responded to this one with subtle flex.
That's so good. That's so good. Like, oh yeah, nice having a girlfriend.
I never saw it like that, to be honest.
That's
So
great.
funny.
Dude, Cred destroys me. But just at the time, people were like, more Russian, Russian spies gathering info. Yeah, me being the undoxed type, it bothered me at first. So I felt like sharing.
Russian spies. I like that.
So your girlfriend basically took pictures of you because my fiance did the exact same thing and turned you into old people using that face app.
Yeah, well, no, basically, she took an old picture of us and uploaded it to the app. So
Yeah,
I
that's the same. That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah,
I actually look hot for an old guy.
You're okay with it?
Well, no, I probably wouldn't have. I obviously wouldn't have done it, but she doesn't know better. So
Yeah, you couldn't hold it against.
she thinks I have a tinfoil hat on with those things. She's like, what do I so.
Well, it's good to ask questions,
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, I'm going with, let's see.
If I disconnect, you know why.
I'm going with this one from August 23rd. I respect the man who is capable of evil but chooses good more than the man who is incapable of any evil. Defend that tweet.
If you have a man who is capable of very bad things but chooses to be, chooses the right path, let's say, to me that's more commendable than someone who is incapable of anything. So they're just meekly good. So in a sense, I have more respect for the person who can harness that in a good way rather than just, the opposite. So that's what I mean by that. What do you guys think?
Chamber, which are you?
That is a very good question. I think I'm that guy. In my head,
what?
I'm that guy. I'm
I'm
the one that
terrible things.
Yeah, I'm the one that could do terrible things but chooses not to.
I think I'm that guy too, but I could also just be a giant pussy. Who knows?
Right, exactly. It's tough to say, really.
It is tough to say.
Yeah, you're not who you think you are. You're what everybody else thinks you are. You know what I'm saying?
That's very interesting.
Exactly. So, all right, good one. Chamber.
All right, here's my next one. This is from July 25th at 9:22 a.m., so a morning tweet. These are some of my favorite ones. Sometimes I can feel my IQ slipping as I read some of these tweets on my feed. And the first thing that came to my mind is, I feel like you've caught some of my tweets.
I was going to say, I think he might follow you.
I don't know, man. There are just some ideologies that I can't subscribe myself to, and I think that's normal for everybody, but just sometimes some shit is just too much.
Is it just the craziness of some of the tweets that you're seeing? Like, how are these people thinking this way?
Sure.
Yeah, or how can there be a human that sees it this way?
Right.
Yeah, so, and fuck. Yeah, I don't, I wish, if I remembered what tweet that was in regards to, I'd definitely share it, but I tweet too much, as you guys said, so
It's okay. I feel better
been
about
too much
myself because
space.
I thought I tweeted a lot. I'm like, nope, not as much as
no,
Bagsy.
huh?
We're
Oh,
good.
shit.
All right, we'll cut it with this one. This will be the last one. This came from. This was on July 18th at 5:21 p.m. Simply reads, "I love me a busty girl." Defend that tweet.
Well,
No defense required, sir.
no, that's literally. No, I had a really good day that day. I felt like sharing it, you know.
My favorite part of this is the first comment underneath is from somebody. It just says "hacked?" ? And your response was just horny.
Horny. Oh yeah, I remember that.
So good.
Nice. Now,
was good.
okay, so it sounds like you're a boob man. I actually don't know. Bunch, what are you? Are you a ass or a titties guy?
I'm a connoisseur of all the arts.
Of all of them, you're a
Equal
you're
opportunity.
You're a Svengali of the female anatomy.
That's it. I don't discriminate.
I don't either. I think I lean towards the bum. I like a nice behind.
Right.
I
You're
was
more of
so
a
tweet about
peach
it.
or a pear man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually a really good segment. I really like
It's
this
fun,
one.
right?
Yeah, that's
It's fun.
pretty
He picked Bunchu had the idea for this, and he started with me. And I forget some of the insanity that I tweet, and it's just like, oh yeah, I should probably not tweet.
Well, that's
some.
what happens when you and actually the guys from Crypto Campfire kind of did it to us, and
Yeah.
I didn't remember, and they didn't really tell us they were doing this. They would just like throw our
Drop
tweets
it.
into random questions.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, I hear you like busty girls.
yeah, right, exactly. That's how their question would have been, and you'd have been like, "What?"
What?
And they'd have been like, "Well, on July 18th, you tweeted."
It was a lot of gotcha journalism.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious, though. Oh, man. Anyway, all right, that's going to do it. We want to give you, Bagsy, a couple seconds here at the end of the show to plug anything you want, anything you're working on, your Discord, anything like that. Where can people find you?
Perfect. Well, I'd say first and foremost, Twitter. I'm Bagsy. Discord. Also on Twitch. I started streaming like 45 days ago, and it's growing really well. So I stream almost every day now. It's Bagsy TV. So twitch.com/Bagsy TV. And yeah, reach out to me. My DMs are open.
Sweet. That's awesome. Well, we've enjoyed your company. I hope you had a good time with us. We will obviously be keeping in touch and hopefully getting together a couple, some more in the future.
Yeah, and I'll get you guys on mine if you want.
Hell yeah.
I'll get a cool mask. Don't worry.
I've got a we
Ooh,
should
I like
get
that.
like Mexican. We should get Mexican wrestling masks.
I have one, so I'm good anytime.
Fuck. All right, I need to get a mask. Damn it! I have
La
cat
Flama
ears.
Blanca.
Take stockings. You know, just
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear a stocking over my head. All right, cool. Anything else, Chamber? Before we get out of here?
No, all good, man. All good. It's good
All right.
good to be back on the saddle.
Thanks for having me on,
Absolutely.
guys. I appreciate you.
No problem, man. And thank you very much for listening. And until next time, don't get wrecked. And that is financial advice.